I am just going to wait to see if anyone starts to join before I get too much more into it, but I am preparing to make helium balloon bouquets this evening. Or it might be early morning where you are. Just making sure where I am to be looking, because I haven't done this for a while. I'm feeling pretty rusty, and that's okay. But what we will do is film the process of making these helium balloon bouquets featuring these pretty cool candy canes. And if you have any questions along the way of anything in particular, let me know, and hopefully I will see them. Let's see if I will see these if I do that. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I see any questions that might come there. But if you are keen to know anything further about what I'm talking about in the video, totally let me know. And otherwise I will be getting into it very soon. I'm going to be doing some foil balloons as well as some confetti and some latex. And because I love pink, I'm going to be doing a pink one, and I'm also going to be doing a red one. Can't really see it. Ooh, kind of there, yeah. So what I'm going to be using is my Comwin pump, which is a duplicator 2. It has a helium inflation nozzle and it has a latex one. So the latex one is perfect for what I'm going to be doing. I have a child yelling out to me, Mum. Give me one moment and I will return. Children, they're a bit hard to edit out, but I did warn them, don't come in here. Right, so as I was saying, I am going to be using the duplicator 2. I'll be using the nozzle, I'll be using the foil regulator to do the candy canes and the stars that I have, and then the latex one for the latex balloons. And this is one of the attachments that I do have, but I won't be using it tonight, but that would go directly into the helium tank that I have behind here. But otherwise, that is where the Comwin one is set up to go to. And what I love about the duplicator 2 is its ability to precision inflate. So I'll tell it how big I want the balloons to be when it comes to the latex, and in terms of the foil, just keep inflating until it is ready to basically be full, or until it looks full enough. And then I'll be attaching to these weights and seeing how we go for time. I may also make some latex balloon clusters for the bottom, which I think look really nice and to help elevate the design just a little bit. Now, hopefully the light from the ring light isn't too distracting with my glasses, but I apologize in advance if it is. All right, so I might start with doing the pink inspired column and moving into the red one from there. I might not do a lot of talking unless there is questions, or if I think there is something that is worth talking a little bit more about. So yeah, otherwise, let's get into it. This candy cane that I'm about to inflate is one I bought from one of my favorite suppliers, Jazz Trading. It's a Party Deco one. It is approximately 50 times 82 centimeters or 19.5 by 32 inches. When I get into the red one, it's this Unco one from Kmart. Now, when I purchased this one, it was a pack of 4, so it was brilliant. I wasn't sure what to expect. I've used 2 of them so far in a different design, and actually they worked pretty well. There was some transfer of red onto the white, which I thought looked a bit unfortunate, if you will. However, it's not very noticeable with the overall design, I think. So I would be happy to recommend them, especially if you are in a bind, but it would be impossible to tell if there's color transference on those you're purchasing or not. So, all right. turn it on. That always helps. I love the pastel pink look of this one, and that is why I decided to purchase pink as well as the traditional red. I think that looks nice. Now, might do it now while I'm thinking about it. I'm just going to snip off those little anchor points. That could be used if that was air inflated. It. One of the brilliant things about foils is they are reusable, so once you've gotten the joy out of them that you would for whatever the reason, you can deflate it by inserting a straw inside and you can reuse it. Or what I've found, I have inflated some some foil balloons with air, and they're still as tight as the day they were made, and they were heat sealed. But if you are using these for helium, and after the event you may have them returned to you, or it might be for your own personal use, but if you deflate it, you can then air inflate it. So that could be something that you are considering before snipping off those little points. If maybe down the track, if you do choose to reuse it and it's going to be air filled, totally up to you. But otherwise, it looks much better if it's removed. So I am going to take my pink ribbon, see what I'm doing there, just wrapping the ribbon nice and securely into the foil tail. Just going to secure that with a double knot. Just like to pinch that little rolled up piece into a little V shape to hold it together. Just to try and visually reduce the size of it. Oh, and there we go. Okay, so generally I'll just, as I'm going through, I'll curl my ribbon. Oh. Now, this is just the second time I've been working on doing this specific design. I made some for a work Christmas party, and because I have a lot of helium that's available to me at the moment with this tank I've rented, I am just going all in to make some balloons actually for myself here. But in saying that, yeah, I don't want to waste the tank. So I normally hire my gas through Super Gas, which I find is very affordable and they're very easy to deal with. However, just recently, during the week, I had a lot of helium that I had to be using, and for my clients, it was a case of I was going to run out between clients, so I had to do a quick hurried call to Spotlight, and I found out they had the tank in stock, which is great. So it's the same size as the tank I normally hire, and not for much more additional cost. But it required a $100 deposit, and I have 7 days to use it, as opposed to Super Gas where I keep it as long as I want, but for every month it's an additional $10 plus GST and hire fees. But with this Spotlight one, I return it within 7 days with whatever helium's in there, and I get my $100 deposit back. And otherwise, then it was $95, so I'd be spending on that, which is not too much different to my Super Gas supplier. So I thought that was interesting, but also very good in a pinch. But yeah, so I want to use lots of helium. So just preparing that. So in doing that, with this pink themed one, I am going to also have some stars. Now I have a bit of a mixture here that I'm going to be using in terms of there is these two here. I've got these pink stars. They are hot pink and a light pink. They are the Unique brand, which I just get locally from that place called Dollars and Cents. Yes. Now, otherwise I do tend to order them through my supplier because they're cheaper. But I was once advised that the Unique brand are very reliable, and they haven't let me down yet. I think it comes down to your preference and what you like to work with, but the Qualitex ones also work beautifully. I have found though a few faults with the seal on the edge of the stars that I've used, and with those ones it was a waste of helium, so that was pretty sad. But these Unique ones, I've never had that issue, and I don't think customers mind too much about brands. But if I were to compare the two, red stars, this Unique one has a barcode there. It's got writing around the edge. This one's Qualitex. Barcode again is there. It has some text down here at the bottom. But other than that, that's it. So yeah, if you can hear my child, I apologise. I can hear my child. That boy is loud. So what I might do is inflate a star to get my upper height that I want, and I'm going to have a second star in the piece, and then fill out the spaces a little bit with latex. Reddish there on camera, I think, but it is a beautiful hot pink, my kind of balloon. And I'm just going to use the same technique to secure it. Now, if you just happen to be joining here and live, I am creating some Christmas themed helium balloon bouquets. That's the title, probably gave it away, yeah. But it is just to bring a little bit of festive cheer into my workplace, mostly, and also to make me smile whenever I look at it. So you can't really see too much. I am going live on my camera phone, which I don't think is the best way to be live because it's just not the best. However, for the new year, I'm hoping to invest in a new vlogging type camera, which I'm excited about. I was a bit reluctant to go live. Oh, hello, hi there. It is lovely to see you. Sorry, Zatoishi Divinity, thank you so much for being here. Oh, hello there, Giselle. Very nice to have some company here. I hope all is well wherever you are in the world. Curling. Right, so I think that gives me, again, sorry you can't really see it. Oh, but, oh, sorry, you can see lots of me. I have, oh, let's see what happens if I try to, whoa, ignore that mess. That mess is ugly mess. They are, it is beautiful, isn't it? I love that pastel pink too. So, oh. Going to do some of those latex balloons as well, but I might throw my foil in. Oh, I'm crooked. go in there. So this star is also unique. I feel like they had slightly different tails. Not that that matters. Just an interesting point. There's my ribbon. It's getting a bit dark here. It's been a cloudy, wet and rainy day. I want the other star to be sitting a little bit lower, and I'm going to have some latex in between. Oh, hello Giselle. That is lovely to see you here. And on this fine Sunday, it is Sunday, well, in my part of the world, here in the NT of Australia. So I like to double knot my balloons now just to secure them on there. However, sometimes it's best just to do a single knot so then I can adjust a bit further later. Oh, I think that's looking really cute. Now, in terms of the latex balloons that I'm going to do, I have some confetti that I would like to put inside this clear latex, but I also have a couple of different brands here. I have Rose Gold and Qualitex. I have this dark pink color. I can't remember the brand. I think it's Decoratex. Excuse me. And there was an and. Oh, I have pearl pink from Qualitex and silver. So I thought I'd see if I thought it was looking a bit too much with what I do or elsewise. But I thought it'd be really nice to put in the confetti one there. So going to be using here Fly Lux, which I get from my supplier JJ here in Australia. He's based in Sydney. So this could get a bit messy. Let's hope not, but maybe. When I do a pump in here, this red is the largest clip for the nozzle, and I'd go about halfway, so with that white space that you see there, about halfway when I'm going to be putting confetti inside a balloon as well. Really can't see that too well off camera. I just squished a little bit in, and I'm going to just rub that in so it is coating all the inside. Great thing about clear balloons is you can see what's going on the inside. So I have here silver and gold. Yeah, it's pretty much high float, that's right. Well, very similar. So JJ, he got me onto this, it was a product that he had available, and it was, or is, comparable to high float, and I have used both. Apparently this goes a bit longer, but I kind of made the switch early on with that. Once he had it available, he had a great promotion with it. But yeah, definitely recommend it, and it is pretty much the same. So I've got a couple of different sizes of confetti here. The 1 centimetre and 2.5 centimetre in the rose gold. So I don't have pink, but I thought that might be nice to go with it. I've also got red and gold, which I thought I'd do with the red end, or the red thing, Christmas candy cane. No worries, Amanda. So when I do this, it's going to get a bit messy. Maybe I might try and point the camera down a bit so you can see a bit better what I'm doing. I wish I had some hearts to include in this one. Oh, sorry, get that part of me. But yeah, so I'm going to be using this silver confetti and this rose gold. And hope that it doesn't explode on me. And I mentioned before I'm using my duplicator too. So I'm going to set the latex size to 0.9, which is what I do for almost all of my bouquets. Oh, I'll just adjust myself. This confetti goes a long way. I find, personally. So I'm basically going to get a pinch in here of this gold, and then I'm going to grab some silver as well, expanding the nozzle. Oh, now I've got to try and get my fingers back in there. Get in there. Oh, it's really tricky actually. Alright, hold on. Just the way I've got these rose gold sitting, I think. A little bit finicky, but it works for me here. Let's get in there pieces, okay. Stay. Getting a little bit of the fly lux on my fingers, which is not ideal. It's harder doing this than talking. Oh, this is going to be so messy. I don't think I like this one. That's okay. Let's just keep going. So you can see how it's kind of in the nozzle and starting to go into the balloon there. Doesn't look like my most successful one, but I'm going to find out. Oh, definitely not my favourite. I might do another one of those, but for now, definitely can use more rose gold in there. I might try doing one with less talking and more doing. Hopefully be a bit more successful to that. My kids can love that one. Definitely could use more of that rose gold confetti in there. I think the fly lux distribution was good though. Try and avoid getting it in the nozzle, which I think I got a bit in the nozzle, which in turn went on my fingers. It's basically a kind of glue, polymer glue, so but it washes off very easily, and apparently it is biodegradable as well, so love it. I think it's looking a little bit more successful, but we shall see. Yeah, they're in the nozzle at the moment. So the force of the air going through the duplicator too, so it pushes the bits of confetti out into the bowl. I do like that one a lot more. So in it goes. And as I tie these latex balloons, just holding the ribbon alongside it and capture that in there. So that was a neat trick that I had been shown, and that just makes you have the ability to adjust the where that balloon sits on that string. They're quite helpful. And there is balloons everywhere. Where did I put my scissors? There they are. Oh, that bit. Ah. Don't want to see my bin so much, do you? Maybe you do. So far looking pretty good, I think. And again, I just show you a little bit of what I can see. Just need to curl the tail of that latex balloon. That though can be done later if you're looking to adjust the height of that on the ribbon. Yeah. Alright. Just secure this confetti and put it to the side so I don't accidentally knock it over and make an even bigger mess. So right now, in terms of spacing, I want to get at least one more latex balloon up in here, so in between my star and the top of the candy cane, and of course my confetti balloon, and then the other star. And then I'm going to be doing at least one more down a little bit lower, and that is to hopefully give it balance and not have the balloons too competitive against one another in the overall display. Now I'm just going to consider what colours I want to use next. Lots of balloons right next to me here. So these are my contenders at the moment. So I've got rose gold, pearl white, pearl pink, chrome silver, and this dark red pink color. Does any, if you're watching, do you have any suggestion which you would like to see on there? I'd be happy to hear it. I am leaning towards not using that darker pink color, but maybe it could be good down here to help balance out that gold star at the top. I think rose gold is needed in the design because we did use a rose gold confetti, and that's going to help tie things in a little bit. And I think the white is going to be nice to help break up all that color a bit. And I've also got the silver in the design, so I think for now it's going to be between having, just seeing what it may be too much, but this rose gold and silver I think are going to belong in a design for the overall cohesion. The white, I think it would be just nice to have in. Yeah, white and rose gold. That is a lovely suggestion. Thank you. But yeah, so my other thought was on the base of having a cluster, and in that cluster using pearl white and the pearl pink. So, but I think two of us agree on this rose gold, so that's going to happen. So I am going to put in the, you know what, the fly lux to the balloon, and I'm not going to push all the way to the red one because I find within my area that I live it's not so good. Oh, what helium inflator? Good question. I'm going to try and hold it up. So it's a Duplicator 2 from Comwin. It has precision inflation for the latex balloons, and it also has a foil regulator for these foil balloons, just to make sure they have enough and not overinflated, so they'll never burst through inflation. However, like if it's going between hot and cold, yeah, that's something else all entirely. But when it realizes there's enough helium inside the balloon, it will stop inflating it, so it's awesome. And while this Duplicator 2 is awesome, you can't use it in orbs. Oops. And this is one where I like to, if I'm doing an orb, or if I have a confetti deco bubble, this is the one that I'll be using. And I find it quite successful. So yeah, 0.9 on the common duplicated 2 is what I use to get the balloons all that same consistent size. I remember reading that in the guide somewhere, and that's why I find it perfect. You're most welcome. Sometimes I do 0.8 if I want to be a bit more conservative with the helium, and it still blows up the balloon to a good size. But overall, 0.9 is my preferred. Ribbon. So again, laying the ribbon alongside the nozzle, capturing it as it's, and that makes this have the ability to be adjusted. Does a bit of a number on the ribbon, so I try to get it as accurate what I want it to be as possible, but knowing that you can have the ability to adjust it ever so slightly is great. Oh yes, so it is awesome for being quick and effective with the latex inflation. It has saved my life. Well, not my life, that's a bit dramatic. It has saved my sanity on many of the occasions, just at how quickly and effectively it will inflate a balloon. From memory, the price was just over $1,000. That was here in Australia. Tail's pretty long, but snip it off. Might use that later. Maybe, maybe not. We shall see. I am digging it so far. Oh, I'll show you. Again, ignore the mess that you see up there. Ignore any mess you see because this isn't cool. But I live in it a lot. Sorry. Ooh. I sew and I make balloons, and I have 2 boys. So things can get a bit messy. Let's see. I think I want to have the silver in there. I think I might not use the pearl pink. Oh, thank you, Zatoshi, if I'm saying that right. I'm loving it too so far. And how long have I been in the balloon business? I've been a balloon twister since, what year was that? 2007 or 8 is when I discovered it. And that is how many years ago? 12, 13, something like that. And balloon decoration has only been in the last couple of years. Did the Qualitex Balloon Network QBM program, so became part of that. Oh, Portland, that's awesome. And that gave me the confidence to move into doing decor. I haven't done the certified balloon artist course yet. I'd love to, and I will one day. So where I live in Palmerston in Australia, it is quite far from where they do the testing. So when I can get in to do the testing at some stage, that'll be nice, and I'll do it. Went a bit haywire there. Just trying to, I want that silver to be, because I've already got that chrome rose gold there, I think I want to have it a little bit lower than that. Oh, sorry. Is there a question thing? Wow. I think I'm in. Oh, there we go. Sounds like we're about the same then. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Yeah, it was a case of, whoops. Trying to think why I want to get into it. I guess more and more people asking about it. Organic balloons, that was a good catalyst too, I think. So I attended some, what do you call them, conventions, yeah, where you go and you take the classes, and traditionally I'd go in for the balloon ones, but more and more I'd start getting interested in the offerings available for the decorators, and it kind of went from there. I'm kind of glad for it, because where you can incorporate the kind of classical balloon decor with twisted balloon elements, I think it looks pretty amazing. Oh, hello balloons. Ah. Potentially I might like to see a latex balloon in there. I'm going to think about that. But I was thinking about having something up kind of in between the confetti and the upper star. Yeah, World Balloon Convention would be amazing. The OzJam here in Australia is where I'm to, which was wonderful, and it's really great to connect with others in the industry. Oh, and Balloon Camp Australia, that was a lot of fun. And that was the last convention that I have been to. And that was 2019. I think not. Yeah, no. That was the years on Australia's Got Talent. I was going to say not long after that, but it was actually a few months after that. I think I might put in both the the pearl pink and the pearl white. I feel like it needs it. Does it? We'll see. Like I said, I am trying as much helium as I can for this design. Well, not this design per se, but until I have to return this tank with whatever is left in the tank, or start to sacrifice my $100 deposit, which I do not want. But because these are, I'm creating them more for me and to bring some balloons into the workplace, it's a great way to experiment and find out what you like. That is true. I do like that suggestion. It does say weight latex up to tie in with that candy cane. Too much there. I do think it's kind of nice up the top there. I'm just going to show you what I'm looking at. Well, you can sort of see it there. Oh, a wayward bit of confetti can stay there for now. Make sure you curl with the curl from the ribbon, otherwise it doesn't look so great. But I'm glad you agree. When I did this design a couple of nights ago, I had the star at the very top, and I liked that about it. So I was pretty confident I was going to do similar on it, but I guess as it happens, sorry Nancy, that it is not going to be the same. That's okay, it doesn't need to be. Oh, I've got lots of confetti on my skirt. I'm a bit nervous for when I get up. I'm going to try that suggestion of inflating with just air for this next one. This is my balloon pump that I also use, a Cool Air Pro, which before I had my, I can't even remember what it's called, but it is a Borsino pump. Oh, over here I've got my Legenda, so by the makers of Legenda, but it is a dual pump with the two nozzles that both inflate at to the same size or different sizes should you want it to. So now I typically use that for balloon garlands or air inflation projects. I do use this one a lot too. It was a good investment. I got this in the duplicated too at the same time. Okay, I've got to make the decision to plug the right thing here. Which was the radio? I'll probably unplug that. I didn't lose the light. I unplugged the right thing. Okay, so, I apologise for the noise. It's noisy. I don't know. I just want to show you what I'm looking at. I don't know. What do you think? I think that's too low. Potentially in this point. I want to try and make sure that I've got a nice kind of distance between my stars and latex and foils. So for that reason, and about as things as they are now, I'm not sure that's needed. Yeah, I was thinking a little bit about the top actually. So do you think at the very highest point? So around with my pink. Yeah, what I would do is do that cluster of balloons at the base, which I think could tie it in nicely as well, having the white and the white and the pearl pink. Just under the clear one. Yeah, there is a lot of colours going on. You agree, Giselle? Well, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. This is the Team Effie. I love it. It's funny how big that gets. Got the air conditioning on. It is very hot here lately, and I don't like it. That is massaged around. Was it freezing where you're? Ah, sorry, I don't know what I did there. Oh, snowing and freezing and oh wow. I feel very cold thinking about that. This is quite the tropical area, close-ish to the equator. And we've just gone into our wet season. Oh, well, not just, but it is really starting to come into effect. A lot of heat, a lot of warmth, which is nice when you can go inside to the air conditioning. So I think let's draw this down to be a bit lower. Successfully. Oh, just as I was doing that, I was thinking of saying about how sometimes I've gotten friction tears. It doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, you get that result. I was wondering if we'll have any balloons burst on us this evening. And but there it is. So shortly, I will just reuse that ribbon to put the rose gold in. So to help prevent that from happening, you might do a final pull to tighten the nozzles after you've done your final adjustments. Find out the rose gold. So adjust it. Just caught my attention the confetti on the pink pearl bloom from earlier. Reducing down where the rose gold is and trying to increase the height of the pearl white so they're not too competitive with one another. I don't think that's too bad. We'll see if I think there's a bit of competition happening in here that can be changed or reduced competition, I guess. Oh, try not to lose all this confetti that's in my skirt, but it's happened. Thanks. I do think there's a little bit too much going on in the middle, but what I might do is step back and take a better look at it and decide what I think before I go into doing the red one. But that one I'll probably do off camera. So in terms of what we have here, I think that'll be it for the live. And what I'm going to do is, I know what I'm going to do. I'm just trying to tell you what I'm going to do. I will share a picture on the community tab of the finished design, as well as over on my Facebook page, a Rainbow Balloons Learning and Resource Centre. If you are not yet a member, I will make sure to pop a link in the comments below so that we can hang out over on Facebook if you would like to. Are there any final questions? Maybe, maybe not. I'll give you an opportunity to say anything while I cut the last bit of ribbon here. Yay! Yay is a good comment. I like that. So I will be taking these into the workplace to zhuzh up my work area. There's a decorating competition, and I'm not saying that I'm entering, but you know, I might be entering because I did win a couple of years ago. It was pretty amazing. I haven't gone that all in since, but it was a pastel organic balloon tree with foil accents, as well as a giant candy cane with 5-inch rounds, as well as a gingerbread foil and a couple of other things. So it just looked really beautiful altogether in mind. And also the judges' opinion. Thank you, judges. But yeah, all right. Well, I think then that wrap. Oh, something a bit higher. Well, I will have a bit of a play as well, because what I find, like where I've used a foil, because you can't really, what's the word, move it along the ribbon to change the height. It's a case of cutting it off and just tying another ribbon on there to reposition. So I may do that. I feel it's going to be that, or maybe this rose gold balloon might be gone skis. But again, if you want to see the finished result, I'll share it on the community tab, as well as over on my Facebook group. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here, and thanks for having a bit of a chat with me as well. Really appreciated the company while I do this. I am hoping to do some more balloon videos soon. We'll see when I get to do that. So I keep thinking, I don't know where I'm looking here, there. But yeah, well, it's been wonderful, and again, thank you and good night.